Hey guys, Jill here from Ask a Vet Tech. Today we're going to talk about neonatal care in kittens. Whether you plan to have a litter of kittens or not, or it was an accidental pregnancy, or maybe you adopted a cat from the shelter who was already pregnant. Either way, kittens are coming, approximately 63 days from conception. Let's talk about how to be best prepared for their arrival and make this adventure as seamless as possible, from birth to kittenhood. If you know that your cat is going to have kittens, it's best to get her started eating kitten food because she is going to need all those extra calories and fat to feed all those babies. When transitioning your mama cat to kitten food, it is best to start with mixing some high quality kitten food into her normal food for about a week, adding a little bit more kitten food each day and less of her normal food until she is transitioned over to only kitten food. If you were just to switch her to kitten food, you may cause her some really bad stomach aches, pain, and diarrhea. Changing a diet that way can just make her feel yucky if you do it too fast. In a normal situation, a kitten will start to nurse from mom within a few hours of birth, and this is extremely important. The first secretions that come out of mom's mammary glands is colostrum. Colostrum is super rich in proteins and most importantly contain immunoglobulins to transfer immunity from mom to the kittens. Minerals such as calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, copper, and zinc, these are much higher in colostrum than it is in lactose or milk after the first 24 hours of nursing. After 24 hours of whelping or giving birth, colostrum gradually changes over to milk. The best way to know if kittens are eating and getting proper nutrition is to weigh the kittens daily on a gram scale and track that information. They should always maintain or gain weight daily. If at any time there's a decrease in weight, it's time to look at the nutrition and time to make sure that mama cat doesn't have some kind of illness. Neonate kittens may need nutritional support if there's too many kittens for mom's milk supply, mom ditched them and now they're orphan kitties and she just refuses to care for them or has left them. Physical deformities in the kitten, either orally or physically, unable to get to mom to nurse. If they're sick or unable to smell, because they must be able to smell to nurse. Kittens are super, super particular about that. They're weak. They're lethargic. They have an enlarged abdomen. They're vocalizing frequently while searching for mom. Not nursing or not even seeing them try to nurse on mom. They're restless or they just are not gaining when you're weighing them. Milk replacer and a nursing bottle should be purchased prior to your queen whelping or mom giving birth. It's better to have all this stuff on hand and never need it than to be sorry later. Milk replacer attempts to duplicate all the vitamins, nutrients, amino acids, all that good stuff found in mom's milk. They're available from feed stores, your vet office, pet stores, and Amazon. I'll put some links below to help you find all the things you might need for new kittens. They sell both ready-to-feed formula or powdered mix that you mix up with water. Both are great replacer options. The mix is more cost-effective because you can just mix up what you need with water and you have less waste. The liquid is a ready-to-feed formula. Once it's open, it's only good for 72 hours in the refrigerator. You may prolong the life of the food by freezing it into ice cube trays. You can do this for up to 6 weeks to extend the life of the food. Most of these replacers suggest feeding 30 mLs or 1 ounce of replacer per 115 grams or 4 ounces of body weight. Dividing that amount into frequent feedings throughout the day or night. Weighing daily is really important if you're bottle feeding kittens. If you have to bottle feed kittens or orphan kitties, they need a lot of extra support and they will need to be stimulated to urinate and defecate. Using a moist cotton ball or soft washcloth or even a piece of Kleenex, rub the ventral side of the abdomen area and you want to go side to side in their genital region as if mom were licking them. After they eliminate, clean it up. In a normal situation, mama cat would be taking care of this. So if you have a mama cat, you generally don't have to worry about this unless you see a kitten that is not feeling well. Bottle feeding can be done with an eyedropper, a syringe, a nursing bottle, or feeding tubes. The preferred method is syringes for kittens when they're tiny and moving on up to a nursing bottle as they age. The formula should drip slowly but not flow out of the nipple when it's tipped upside down. During a feeding, never squeeze a bottle to speed up a feeding. Doing so can push milk into the kitten's lungs, causing aspiration pneumonia or a drowning death. Kittens will usually fall asleep when they're done nursing. As far as feeding tubes, this should only be done by a professional. There are major risks involved with tube feeding, and it is used in the veterinary field to help kittens that are unable to nurse for some reason, or a last-ditch effort to save kittens' lives. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It really helps me out a lot. Put out more videos like these. As we move toward weaning, that can start around 3 to 4 weeks of age. Kittens are ready to be introduced to solid food. The baby teeth have started to erupt at this time. When starting out with the weaning process, it is best to offer soft food in a gruel consistency, in a shallow dish or pan. This allows the kittens to explore and walk around in and taste and just ingest this food in an extremely natural manner. The gruel can be made up of a 50-50 canned dry food mix. Just as important as food, kittens need to have fresh, clean water available at all times. This ensures that they will learn to drink water and eat food at the same time, and it prepares them for a very healthy life ahead of them. The amount of water, formula, or canned food can start to be decreased over the next week until the kittens are eating a dry, crunchy, undiluted food. When kittens are eating enough food, mom's milk will slowly slow down. At about 5 to 6 weeks of age, the kittens can be removed from their mother and found a new home. Most kittens will know how to use a litter box if they've spent any time being raised up by a litter-trained mother. You can help the kittens understand how to use the box by placing them in the litter box once every hour or so. Appropriate litter boxes for kittens can be as simple as a small cardboard box, a plastic low-sided tote, or even old baking pans. You want to make sure that the litter is placed in there fairly deep so that they can learn to scratch throughout the litter. Watching your kitten for signs that they need to go, you may see them being kind of nosy around in corners of the box or squatting on soft blankets. If you see this happening, place the kitten in the litter box. Gently take their front paw and scratch around in the litter to try to teach them to bury and deposit their waste there. Give the kittens a lot of praise anytime that they use it. To encourage continual use of the litter box, you're going to want to keep it clean and scoop it daily. If you're noticing that they do not seem to be interested in using the litter box at all, there are additives that you can add to the litter in the box to help them be attracted to using it. If the kittens poop on the floor, pick it up and move it into the litter box. That will help with their scent being moved into the box already. A litter-trained kitten is a lot easier to find a home for than a non-litter-trained kitten. As far as mom, she can return to her regular cat food at this time. No need for kitten food anymore. Just like we transitioned mom to the kitten food, we're going to transition her back off of the kitten food into adult food. It is very important to note that a cold kitten usually will not eat or do very well. They are unable to thermoregulate or keep their body temperature regulated on their own at this time. If you're feeding orphan kittens, they need supplemental heat from some source. This can come from either a heat lamp or a heating pad, but you must make sure that they can get away from the heat at any time. Laying on a heating pad can cause burns and overheating, and that's a real risk. I prefer a heating pad for kittens. The heating pad can also cause burns if the heat is too hot in one area or the kitten is sleeping directly on the pad. You're going to want to make sure that there's a lot of blankets covering this pad so that they're not directly sleeping right on the pad. Kittens are so much fun to have and play with, but they're definitely a lot of work, and I'm sure more than you ever thought. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I love to hear from you. And remember, I'm here for you. You're here for your pet. Have a great day.